This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're back with another celebrity typings. We haven't done something in a while, guys. We got Matt Damon from Jess. I think everybody's wanting to know his personality type because he was on the Christopher Nolan's movie, The Odyssey, and I guess it's like one of the most grossing movies ever for Christopher Nolan, which I mean isn't surprising to me because there's more money nowadays than back in the day, but whatever. Um, but yeah, guys. So we're gonna be typing him, and then we're gonna type Marilyn Monroe. Me and T have been wanting to type her for a while and just get her like on the list. To be honest, I'm shocked. So we're gonna see what we get here with her. I think I was going ISFP, but we shall see today if I'm fucking wrong. But yeah, we have a lot of educational content that we've been doing recently. Highly recommend you check those out. I think me and T are going to finish up with the last one this week, FE versus FI. So you want to tune in and watch that video. Those breakdowns have been pretty fun, man. I mean, me and T have been having a good time coming up with these and going back and forth for what we want on there, what we don't want on there and stuff. But the videos have been fun. We did get an annoying comment lately. Sometimes I forget that everybody wants to feel special at the end of the day, and sometimes that can elude me. So I will forget that. But I thought we did pretty good on that breakdown. T, what do you think about that?
I think it was mostly a good breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we pretty much did the best we fucking could, bro. Like, where you gonna get that shit anywhere else? I don't fucking
Well,
know.
I think what people have to understand is like, we are NTJs and we will try to be as unbiased as we can, but we also have to remember that with our lower functions, we don't really value them. So as much as we try to be unbiased, like number one, it's like for me, it's almost like about those functions from an outside perspective. And then number two, it's like I don't really value those functions. So
Yeah.
I'll try to do the best I can, but at the end of the day, I don't really value FE or SI.
Yeah.
And every function has value. I'm not saying it doesn't have value, but it's just if we're just being realistic here, I don't people don't really value their bottom functions.
Yeah, I think we try to do the best we can, man. But some of the functions are a lot harder to talk about. That's the reason why we put in a lot of research on it, and we cross-reference a lot of different sources, and we look at real life examples and stuff like that to make sure that we're right. But at the end of the day, it is a lot harder for us to talk about things that we're not good at. But it is what it is. I think we're pretty honest with ourselves and our shortcomings. Like Thomas is talking about his dad, and he doesn't have to do that. Or like I'll talk about like my hangups with SI and shit like that. Like I'll talk about it, or I'll talk about the times where like my SC failed me several times and they still haunt me. I don't think a lot of people are gonna fucking do that. Okay, so. I do think that's something you get when you tune in here. Let's see what the comments are saying. So we got Matt Damon here for Jess, and then we're gonna do Marilyn Monroe. Shout out to him. He's first here. You're first, bro. You're first. Shout out to you, Rafa. All right, guys. So we got Matt Damon here. Personality database got the guys in ISTJ. We know these guys don't know their hand from their ass. Um, they got ISTJ and then INTP second. That is interesting, and they got brother as a one. Okay, a one. So he better be a moral motherfucker. He better be a moral perfectionistic,
Yeah.
compliant. Better be compliant. Compliant better be jumping through the roof. Okay, because the ones are compliant in the competency base. So we'll be looking for that. If we don't, we'll actually find his actual enneagram. We have done the enneagram breakdown. We are just going to finish our mini series, and then we'll look into doing that. That one's going to be a long ass video, guys. Really long ass video.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we want to make sure we get the shit right, and we want to get all the information out there, and you guys know that we take our fucking time to give you guys fucking examples. Like, you guys don't know. We could just go in there and regurgitate like every other fucking moron from the textbook or what it says, but we don't do that. We give you actual great examples. so that when you walk away, you're like, okay, I see how this actually manifests. Okay, but they got him as ISTJ guy, so that's direct, that's responding, that's progression, process, journey, whatever you want to call it. Affiliative, systematic, concrete, TEFI and SINE. So if he's an ISTJ, he's going to be leading with SI. That means he's going to be leading with comparisons. Okay, comparisons to his previous experiences or preference. I mean, precedent. Precedent is the word
Yeah.
there. But yeah, let's see if we got any guys who wants to take a whack at it. Balls deep prediction. Okay, so do we have any balls deep predictions here on Matt Damon? Okay, Matt Damon, any balls deep predictions? Going once, going twice. Guess we're somebody with ENTP. Shout out. Red Tech went ENTP. I do think Odysseus is an ENTP, so that's funny. Somebody said ISTP, ISTP. Okay, okay. Just heads up, Odysseus is an ENTP, so I mean, he's playing an ENTP in character for.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure on the Christopher Nolan version whether he's ENTP. Like,
Oh
I don't know,
shit!
maybe he's supposed to be, but
I'm going off the
it
book.
didn't really, like, I don't know, didn't really play out like ENTP in my opinion. But
Oh shit! Really?
I definitely in the Troy version, I would say definitely Odysseus, obvious ENTP, and
I'm
in
talking
the
about from the
classic version
books.
as well.
I'm talking about from the books. He's
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
an
from the book for yeah, for sure, ENTP.
yeah,
Um,
from Homer's version.
yeah.
All right, guys.
Insurance, not checking how long that
Right trilogy. Like you
Oh,
couldn't
shit.
compete with people's idea of
What the fuck? Where's this guy at?
really trying to
How's she gonna say Matt
understand
Damon
how
and she
good he
got
is
Christopher
at
Nolan
it,
on here?
add
What's this
people to
shit?
that group, and we make
What is
calm.
this?
by Subaru. There's something about being on the
There you go,
road.
woman.
I mean, I feel really lucky that we got to see it.
Great,
And
great.
it was
She did a bait and
so
switch.
great to be able to see it. Like, congratulations.
Thank you.
It is such a huge movie.
Yeah, it's by far the biggest thing I've ever been anywhere near.
It's like
yeah.
gonna be big, and it is big, and it's so loud. It's a really loud movie.
Yeah.
IMAX is intense.
Yeah, yeah,
IMAX is intense.
yeah. It's
It's incredible.
yeah, the whole experience was like that. It was just
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Matt Damon's here, everybody. Sorry, we're jumping into the Odyssey. But I wanted to start there because I was lucky enough to get to see it. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's one of those things that sticks with you, of course, because it's like in many ways probably the most famous story ever told.
Yeah.
I watched it and it's been swirling around in my head,
Apart from,
obviously because of what it represents.
Apart from the
But
Gospels.
I'm thinking about it as this meditation on aging.
Okay. I hear you, and I agree.
Because you and I are the same age.
Yeah.
It feels like there's this moment in life now where it's like there's a past
damn, woman.
and all of the wreckage or
Yeah.
whatever joy and love and drama that comes with that and trauma that comes with the past. This like real present that like is really hard. And there's like a lot of people you're taking care of, aging parents, kids, and then this version of how people think we are, or are we still the version that people think we are? It's a very cool. I've been thinking about it a lot because it's really
Still
hitting
the
me at this
version.
age.
Sounds like some
Does that
abstract shit.
resonate at all?
It definitely does, and that's what I love about this movie and about the script. Like
Yeah.
he's a really underrated writer. I think
Yeah.
Chris, because he's such a brilliant director, that
Yeah.
it kind of overshadows his
He writes all his
writing.
shit. How is he underrated?
I've read 3 of his scripts now because
Yeah.
this is the 3rd movie I've done with him, and they're just so well written, and thematically this touches on so much.
Yeah.
And why I love hearing that is because to different people it's going to mean completely different
Right,
things.
right.
And where you are in your life, where we both are in our
Yeah.
lives, like
Completely
that
different
piece
thing.
will resonate with us.
Yeah.
But for instance, there was
He's
a
in there, many different perspectives.
He's like it's gonna mean, I can't remember what he says. It's gonna mean many different things to different people, or it's to many people. It's gonna mean many different things, something like that.
Yeah, any.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multiple perspectives.
a guy who-
multiple interpretations.
who worked on the film named Duff, who's a Navy SEAL, and we were on the boat one day out in the middle of, the ocean and sailing back, and he just turned to me and and we started talking about the screenplay. And, this is without having seen the movie. And he said, I think this is the most, the best movie about PTSD that I've ever read or seen, and it's
Sure.
like, so I think it depends on where you are and where you've been. And that's what's so great about the Odyssey is I think that's why it's survived for, 3,000 years is because it works for everybody who encounters it. It encounters it at a different place in their life, and it's got some resonance for them.
I ask this to people my age because I've found that this life is getting better, and it certainly feels, from the outside, not knowing your life, it feels like you've been able to just keep making more stuff that you enjoy and like just growing as an artist and all this stuff. What is great about being our age?
I think, honestly, that look, for the business we're in is tough. And I think, the first time we met and worked together, we were probably in our late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
And you don't know how things are going to work out. There's so much up in the air, and there's a lot of pressure, and and there's a lot you want to do. There's a lot you feel like you have to say.
Yeah, everything feels ahead of you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I think the place we're at now, or at least speaking for myself, is a place. There's a greater sense of calm.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And really, like when Ben and I started a company together a few years ago, it was partly because we were like, what are we doing? Like, this is the most joyful thing. Like our dream, like that we had when we were kids, literally children together, teenagers.
What, you met, 10 and 8 or something?
10 and 8, but then we really were bizarre kids who were serious about acting, and we were in the union, and at 16 and 14 years old, we were going to New York together to audition for stuff. And our friendship was founded on quite a bit of common experience, but that was central to it and very unique to the two of us. And here we are 40 years later, and it's like, we should make every single movie we can together. You know what I mean? Because
it's an unusual. You said this before that you're really good at partnerships, and feels like Chris is another one, that where you're like, I'm really good at picking people who can be partners in my life. And the fact that you guys still work together this many years later and that you love working together, it's unusual. It's just like, it's like, what do you like about working with them?
I think for us, we've experienced so much of life together. It's not a friendship that could ever be replicated just because we grew up together. Which meant we were together all the time. Writing a screenplay together. And I think working together is one of the great things about writing with him was always the fact that there was an abiding love and respect underneath everything that was never in question.
Yeah.
It was very helpful.
Yeah.
And when you're working creatively with someone, because you're not worried about their feelings.
And I imagine you guys have a pretty quick shorthand about what worked. Is nothing is taking that personally when you're creating something.
Ever.
Exactly.
And it's just the allegiance is to the thing that we're making.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get there as quickly as we can and as efficiently as we can. And there's a deep trust. If you can get hung up on an idea sometimes, as a writer. And dig in, and sometimes you can be wrong. And if you have somebody that you trust that much, they'll also hear you out. And they're humble enough to know they might be wrong too. So it's just a very easy experience, and it also ends up being just really fun because you're doing it with for me it's like this my closest friend for 40 years, 45 years. It's like who else would I want to hang out with and do?
Yeah, Tina and I went on tour this year. We've been friends now for like over 30 years, and we have a similar dynamic, which is we just work so well together.
Yeah.
Like we don't.
A different interview.
Yeah, I think that might help.
Yeah, that is. Oh shit.
That goddamn woman, she's a yapper.
Yeah, she is. Maybe Conan O'Brien will be better, but that is another ENTP. Yeah. It's another fucking wacko jacko ENTPS. Damn, what the hell's going on? Load up, motherfucker. Shit's taking forever. What is going on?
thinking.
You just prefaced it that you were tired.
Yeah, you said you were
just said you
tired
were
because you
tired.
said you did something yesterday and you.
A lot to listen to this podcast. Do they pay a lot?
No, they don't pay anything.
Okay. Well, then what are we worried
We're
about?
giving them what that's worth. You get what you pay for, listeners.
You got exactly what you paid for. No, we're using, they have precious life. Once again, I ran into someone on the street today here in Larchmont who said that they were just listening to the podcast. We are borrowing chunks of people's life that they will never get back.
I'm so scared with this guy, bro. I'm like, what?
That was the...
He don't never shut up, bro. You know, he reminds me of
like an
there we go.
adolescent or teenage. You know, Ben and Matt walked by a very young Liam.
Yeah.
That was as close as I ever got to him. But yeah, I'm a big fan.
It's he is a lovely man too. There's what you just said reminds me that you guys, you know, were good friends long before you became famous, and you were working together and kind of on a mission to make it in this business. And you had I've read before that you had a bank account together.
A Baybanks account. Remember Baybanks?
Of course I do.
Yeah. We had a shared Baybanks account that we would put money in that we had made professionally. So if we got any part, like that extra work, for instance, you get, you know, $50 or $100, depending. If it was a union job, you get 100. And that money would go into our shared account, and that account we could only use for auditions in New York, where, you know, we take the bus or back there they, you know, the Pan Am shuttle or whatever, or the train. Get down to New York, you know, walk in, you know, which, you know, took however long, 5 hours to get down there. You know, you walk into the place somewhere in Midtown, and, you know, in 3 minutes they're like, okay, thanks. Which is, we used to call it getting okay, thanks, because you go there and beat your chest and pull your hair out and sob, and they go, okay, thanks. and you're done. And then you go all the way back to Boston. But we had this account, and we could use the money for that, or we could use the money for video games at 1001, which was the arcade on Mass Ave.
Yep.
Or, you know, when we got older, if we could find anyone to buy us beer. So those were the three uses for the account. But the account,
You were a very responsible young man.
but the you know, talk about like intentionality. The account, the code to the account was River P, because River Phoenix was an actor that we really admired. He was our age, and he was getting the kind of parts that we wanted to play.
Yeah.
And so that was our secret code to get into our shared bank account.
I don't know about you, but
And that
I
guy
think
ENTP
about
too?
a lot, and I have
River Phoenix, yes.
wistfully
Didn't he, like,
about
overdose
early
before?
experiences.
Yeah. Johnny
before anybody
Depp
knows
Club,
who
yep,
I am,
the Viper Room.
and you know,
He was
I'm
supposed to be in
headed to something
Titanic.
to audition, and someone
he was
says,
supposed to
well,
play
you
the
should have
Titanic?
makeup.
Yeah, James
It might be
Cameron
a
wrote
camera
that part
test.
for River Phoenix,
So I
but then
went to-
River Phoenix died, so Leo DiCaprio got the thing to produce. They didn't want to cast Leo DiCaprio. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? It was supposed to be River Phoenix, but you know, River Phoenix died.
Oh shit! Damn. Yeah. That'd be interesting. It's like they just plug in.
Kind of crazy. It makes you wonder like how things would have been if imagine if River Phoenix was in a. Yeah. Oh yeah. You just you know swap out one ENTP for another. Yeah.
Swap them out, bro. You know, they say that a lot about a lot of ENTPs. They die early, man. You know, like Tupac and shit. You know, how the world would be differently if Tupac was here, how music industry would be, you know. It's kind of, yeah.
Well, it's, you know, with Tupac and Biggie dying when they died, it's like, you know, it's like other people had to fill that void, but they were like the two biggest people at that time. It's like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like imagine if like Drake and Kendrick Lamar died like a few years ago, like at this, like, you know, within a year of one another. It's like, that's like,
Yeah, Drake,
but it's
would
more,
be crazy.
more profound than that, I think, you know, what Biggie and Tupac dying.
Yeah, but I think when you die early, you live forever, though, which is the kind of cool thing, you know. When you die early, you live forever.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah. Tupac will always be a legend.
Yeah, like, you know, like Achilles, Tupac, you know, a lot of these, River Phoenix, all these guys, it's kind of like it blows people's mind off, you know, when someone dies early.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Fucking another ENTP.
Yeah,
To a
overdosing.
drugstore and purchased
They're good for it.
makeup
Milligram
at a
70.
counter. And the woman said, well, what is it you're trying to do? And I said, they said I need makeup. And then sitting in this is out here in LA, sitting in my 1977 beat up Isuzu Opal, and putting it on myself with a rear view mirror,
Self-deprecation.
and then going in and being terrible.
But she told you lipstick and blush.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, that kabuki guy was awful.
Did you see Divine?
You look like Marlon Brando in The Island of Dr. Moreau. What is up with that kid?
Yeah, it was a taco commercial.
Yeah, why was he doing that?
Why was he?
The most annoying thing is they're gonna keep building off each other.
But I think about those things all the time, and it's funny, I have an affection for that whippersnapper. And I don't know if you and Ben must have so many memories of being an extra.
Yeah.
And they're telling you, chew more slowly or whatever.
Yeah.
You have no lines.
Get the fuck away from the craft service.
Yeah, get away.
That's not extras. It's like, it's it can be demeaning work. But we were interested in it, and we loved being on sets, and it was like, we were thrilled to be there. And
Dude, I'm wondering.
And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of, the starting out in the business is, I think.
Is it?
I'm wondering if he's an INFJ.
What, this guy?
Yeah, because I feel like everything he's saying is direct. I wasn't really, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I was getting a lot of SE statements when he was talking about the past. I'm wondering if he's INFJ, and I think he seems affiliative in terms of how he's lived his life. Like he met his wife. Like I think he was in South America, and she was a bartender, and he was trying to escape the paparazzi. And then he went behind the bar, and she's like, you can come back here, but she's like, you have to help. And then that's how he met her, and then he married her, and he's been with her the entire time. And I think she had kids already.
All right, well.
But that's what I'm kind of wondering, but we will see.
My nephew's an actor. It's different now in the sense that they're allowed to put themselves on tape now. Like we never really. Sometimes you'd go in and get put on tape, but we didn't have control over. It was a different. Auditioning was like you had to go, show up at the appointed time, you walked into the room and you had one shot at it, and that was it. And now, the younger actors are allowed to
all SE.
All actors are allowed to video themselves.
SE.
Yeah, right. I was catching that earlier too. It was like it's got a lot of SE shit, when he was describing like we.
Yeah.
Like, he told that story earlier about the boating trip or some shit. I was like,
It's all we, yeah.
Like there's all SE there, man. I was like,
It reminds me of who the fuck's the guy from Fast and Furious? Paul Walker.
Paul.
He reminds me of Paul Walker. Look at his face. Like low key, but we will. I'm not 100% set on it yet.
I mean, I do think we are getting SE here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I keep seeing
coming off
SE.
the red.
Yeah, SE, future focus. Yeah, direct, responding.
I guess that would make sense because if two ENTPs running a company together would be fucking nuts.
Pure chaos.
Yeah. So.
And work on it until
they can curate it,
they can
get it just right.
Get it to and say this is the best representation of me for this part, which is a very different thing. And there's a lot of humiliation in the starting out, as you know, like those things.
I find I'm continually humiliated now.
Well, there's a lot of humiliation in general. It's a very vulnerable thing to do.
I discovered early I was being humiliated, and then I kind of liked it, and then I turned it into a career.
When I did The Rainmaker with Coppola like 30 years ago, he did this amazing thing every morning. When a new actor would come, he would go down to the base camp where everybody gets ready in the morning.
It is, yeah.
Oh, SE.
It is, yep.
In the parking lot, like right in the where all the kind of trailers
direct.
are. He would
Direct
gather all of the
progression,
actors, and he
SE.
would play theater games, right? Like Soundball, for instance. And Soundball is this game you play in kind of acting school where I throw a ball to you and I have to make a noise, like bloop or whatever. And when and it's an invisible ball, obviously. It's not a real ball. It's that.
A space
and you have
ball,
to. It's an air ball, and you catch it. And you have to make my sound,
catch it.
and then you have to make a new sound, bleep, and you throw it to someone else. And it is the
direct
dumbest thing in the world. But Francis would do this with all the. I'm talking like Mickey Rourke. I'm talking about hardcore, like very serious people.
I'm picturing the cast of The Godfather now.
No, it was
James Caan.
It was. I know, but it was John Voight. It was like these wonderful actors, right? And the idea was, and Francis would do it, and he would start, and he was this, iconic.
Yeah, of course.
He would do this, he would do that.
The Godfathers, the Apocalypse Now. I mean, the conversation on and on and on. All of these brilliant movies, And the whole point was to kind of level set everybody at this is a place where you can be completely foolish and vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it too. Right. And because that's a part of it. It's like you really got to put yourself out there if you're doing it right. And so there are the requisite amount of humiliations that that accompany that, even as you get successful. Like, if you're doing a tough scene, you might have to break a lot of eggs to get the omelet, you know what I mean? And you have to do that in front of everybody.
I'm thinking about the list of people directors that you've worked with. And it's an insane Coppola, Scorsese. Help me out here.
There's a lot. There's
Eastwood, Spielberg,
Clint, Chris Nolan.
And the one I'm most interested in kind of is, they're all iconic directors and amazing, but I don't have a sense of what Eastwood would be like as a director. I've always heard it was like one take, or he's quick.
Yeah. The very first day. So the first time I worked with him twice, and the first time was Invictus. So I was playing a South African rugby player.
Yep.
And that's a really tough accent to do. So I spent 6 months. There's this great dialect coach named Tim Monick, very famous in our world, and he's wonderful, and I've known him for a very long time. And Tim would come. I was living in Miami at the time, and he would come, and I had a little office over the garage, and he would come in from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We would work on this accent because South Africans speak English. It's like their tongue does the exact opposite thing that ours. Like if I say "I'll be right back," if you say it and you think about what your tongue's doing, they say "I'll be right back."
Oh yeah, okay.
And you go, "What the fuck just happened in my mouth?" Right? Yeah. So it's very hard to do.
This is why you're an actor and I am not.
But we took it was a lot of work and fun and great. And I showed up and I'm ready. It's like my chance to work with one of my heroes. And the very first take, I did it. And meanwhile, I've done this so many thousands of times. I have a number of different ways that I'm thinking of maybe doing the scene. So he goes, "Cut, Brent, move on." And I go, hang on, boss. I want to do another one. I mean,
I wasn't even in costume.
That was the first one. Like, you want to do it, and he goes, "Why? You want to waste everybody's time?"
Oh my God.
And I went, "No, I guess we're moving on." And it was one take.
He was holding a gun.
But there was a kindness in it too. He's a lovely guy. And what was really interesting is the second movie I did with him, there was it builds to a head with this a scene with me and this 9-year-old kid. And the 9-year-old kid was a non-actor. And we had done one take for everybody, all through Invictus, Morgan Freeman, everybody gets one take. We must have done 40 takes with this little boy.
What's wrong?
Fucking copyright, copy strike.
Shit.